Cord Cutter Tech, and today we're going to take a look at the Dish Network internet packages. Excuse me. Now, I worked for Dish Network for just about 10 years, and I was a HughesNet, dishnet installer, and just want to go over the internet specifics with you guys for those of you who are not familiar with it, or if you're just thinking about getting Dish Network's dishnet or HughesNet. First thing you want to look at is the download speed and the upload speed. So download speed, that's when you viewing pages, viewing web pages, or anything, any website you go to, that's the speed that's gonna take from the images or that video to start playing. The upload, if you want to the upload speed is if you uploading pictures or whatever, videos or whatever, that's the speed right there. So as you can see, it all ranges from 25 megabytes per second up down to for the download and 3 megabytes per second for the upload. Now the fine print right there, I know you guys can't see it that good, but it all varies depending on the time of day, how many people are using it. I used to tell customers that all the time, because you can run a speed test at one point, and it might even be higher than this, and then a couple seconds later you can run another speed test and it'll be lower. Especially at the peak hours, which is when everybody's at home, everybody's getting settled in, which is normally around 8 o'clock in the evening. Of course, your speed is going to be lower, depending on how many people's using dishnet at that time. And that's the same with a lot of internet service providers. Cable just does a better job with it, but dishnet is good if you live in a rural area. I've hooked up dishnet for top dogs at AT&T at the time. Y'all know AT&T got their own internet, but I've connected Dish Network for one of the CEOs for AT&T. Is at his lake house, and that was a pretty cool experience. But mainly people who get dishnet is people that don't have access to cable internet or DSL. Well, I won't even say DSL, because dishnet is faster than DSL. The only difference is with Dish Network or dishnet or HughesNet, it's capped off. So you can see right here, it's capped off at 50 gigabytes. So once you go over that 50 gigabytes, it's going to throttle down to 1 megabyte per second, which is extremely slow. So is it manageable? Yeah, you won't be able to watch any videos or anything like that, but you still can view web pages and possibly play some games on Facebook or other websites. And so just looking at the package, these packages weren't available when I started doing dishnet and HughesNet, which was started in 2012 is when they got real popular and they was really pushing it. See, they got this 50 gigabyte package, which I think that's good. And if we look over here, all the speeds are pretty much the same, and it tells you right here, which I think is exactly, see, Dish, one thing about Dish is they really transparent with their customers. There's no tricks, there's no gimmicks. If you ever been felt like you've been messed over by Dish, it probably was with a retailer or somebody that wasn't with Dish, or they were just selling services for Dish and try to make a quick buck and just telling you whatever you wanted to hear. So if you look over here, and this is through Dish's internal website, so it's telling you, if you choose the 10 gigabyte packages for singles, the company look for fast internet while covering their internet data browsing needs. They don't say anything about streaming or anything like that, because most likely if you're streaming, you're going to use that up within 5 days. The thing is, let's say a 2-hour HD movie, that's going to take up 2 gigabytes of data. A 2-hour high definition movie is going to take up 2 gigabytes of data. So let's go to the next package, which is 20 gigabytes. Same upload, download speed, small connected families with casual browsing and streaming habits. You see, they say casual, so can't be on there 5-6 hours a day streaming videos. especially YouTube. You know, you get lost in YouTube, and before you know it, you done watch 5 hours worth of videos on YouTube. 30 gigabytes. Households looking to connect multiple devices and consume the data they need when they want it. Then you got the 50 gigabytes. Families wanting to access fast access to large amounts of data for their own browsing and streaming needs. So the prices have definitely, you know, they definitely, you know, change the prices to suit the consumer. And it says right here in the fine print, different, because I used to get access a lot too as a dishnet installer. Now let's take a step back. You know, from the time you set up, from the time you call Dish or whoever you set Dish up through a retailer, they're gonna ask for your information, you know, and based on your address, the computer is gonna give them your exact GPS coordinates. So that's what the installer uses to site your dish in. So you can't just grab a dishnet, hooking up Dish Internet or a HughesNet. It's not really a do-it-yourself thing, because you need the system has to match what the installer is going to put in. So if one digit is off from your GPS coordinates that Dish has in their system, it won't lock in. You won't be getting internet. It just won't work. So everything has to match up. When the technician is installing it, it has to match up with what Dish has in their system. So going back to the fine print, it just says, you know, speeds vary depending on your computer. So if you got a lot of apps running on your computer or your tablet, of course, that's going to be using up data. Your internet is going to move slow, and the people that's on that data is going to, you know, experience slow internet speeds. I used to get asked that question a lot: why is it moving so slow? And I had the customer reboot their computer, and they say, well, it's not like cable. And you know, the whole time I'm thinking, hey, you know, I'm pretty sure they told this person this over the phone, you know, because Dish is not going to sell you their internet if you have access to like Fios, Google, Verizon, Comcast, Charter, anybody that's, you know, faster. They're not going to sell you their service. You know, they're going to go over what you do. First, they're going to ask you what you do, what you need it for, and then they're going to choose the package for you. If you're doing more than what this Dish Network's internet can offer, then they're going to tell you, hey, maybe you should go with so-and-so. Maybe you should go with Comcast. So they really transparent about it. They honest about, you know, giving the internet. Because believe it or not, it costs a lot of money to set the stuff up. The equipment, you're not paying for that dish, that tria that goes on the back or the end of the dish. That thing, you know, I think they pay like $250 for that to have it made. And the satellite dish, all that metal, the aluminum pole. So it's a lot of upfront cost for Dish to get you set up with their internet. So that's why they do contracts. And unless you want to purchase the equipment outright, which is right here, the modem. Of course, there's a lease fee with a modem, or you can just purchase it outright, right here for $349. I've seen people actually purchase the modem because they don't like to deal with monthly fees. They just purchase it outright, and if they done with it, they just sell it on eBay or something like that. You know, some people just don't like fees, and that's how I am. I don't like fees. But yeah, that's it. Dishnet internet. If you live in this city, Dish is not, most likely they're not gonna recommend it for you. They're gonna tell you, hey, you sure you want this? I've been to customers' houses where they, you know, they was just hell bent on getting staying away from Comcast. Hey, I don't like Comcast. I don't like who's in my area. They burnt the bridge with me. I'm not going to go with them anymore. I want this. I don't care how it works. I want it. And I try to explain to them, so. You know, it's not even comparable to what you getting. You know what you get now. Well, I don't care. I just don't like them anymore. I want to cancel. And then a couple days later, you know, I'm back out at the job. Well, it's slower than what I used to have, and I'm the whole time I'm thinking to myself, I told you this, So, and that's the thing, being a technician, you run into customers that have short-term memory and forget that. You forget that someone forget that you was even the same person that was out there, which is funny. I've been to a lot of houses where they forget I was the guy that was out there, and the whole time they lying on me, or they lying on the other guy, not knowing that it was me. So, people are funny like that. People say anything to get what they want, get the results they want. So, it happens. I didn't take it to heart. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any questions about dishnet work, I was a technician for almost 10 years, so you guys can hit me up. Any remote issues, anything like that. Even though I focus on core credit tech, I still want to make your life much easier and more satisfying. And if you have any questions about dishnet or HughesNet or anything like that, just hit me up in the comment section below. Remember to like and subscribe if you like the content, and I will see you guys next video.